The next question is, what are some good go-to hairstyles for people who are transitioning? This is a really good question because when you're working with the two textures of hair, it is such a challenge to style it because the two textures don't respond to products or don't respond to styling in the same way. I remember trying to do a twist out when I only had about 3 inches of natural hair and probably 3 inches, maybe 4 inches of relaxed hair at the ends. Probably more relaxed hair than that at the ends. But I remember trying to do a twist out on that, and let's just say I don't like to look back at the pictures because it just didn't work. It was not a successful twist out. My hair was not able to work with that style because I was working with my new regrowth, and I was working with relaxed hair, and relaxed hair will not hold a twist out the way your natural hair will. Like, well, quite frankly, it won't hold the twist out. It's too straight. It doesn't have the elasticity that is required for a twist out to work. So avoid, as eager as you might be to try all these, you know, braid outs, wash and goes, and all of these things, like, as eager as you might be to really get into these natural hairstyles, you have to acknowledge your hair just isn't there yet. It will be, but it's just not there yet. So a style that I would recommend that I used to do during the transition stage is a bun. I used to do a bun, and I used to be as gentle as possible to my roots, my healthy regrowth. And I would just slick it up into a bun with a donut, because the benefit of having relaxed hair at the ends is that my hair sat and folded over the donut so easily. It wasn't a struggle at all. It just sat over it. It was straight. The only challenge was trying to get these two textures to blend so it looked like it naturally kind of smoothed into my bun, and that required just a good gel, not harsh gel. You want to avoid those kind of like hair waxes, any of those really hardening gels. You want to get one that's natural ingredients. It's best to get one that has natural ingredients, definitely water-based, and use that. And use a really gentle brushing technique with a gentle detangler in order to brush it up. But that's a really good hairstyle that I'd recommend for transitioning hair. Other hairstyles that I'd recommend are braids or twists or extensions. I really loved braids. I used extension hair and I just put my hair in braids, or Marley twists. But now you've got like goddess locks and passion twists. There's so much more that you're able to choose from. So now is actually a really nice stage for you to experiment with your hair and try different things that you might not have tried before. You've seen on natural hair pages that you really like, Ghana braids, or any of these protective styles that are going to keep your hair tucked away and limit the amount of possible damage or breakage that could occur. Of course, bearing in mind that you're going to have to be mindful how long these hairstyles stay in for, as with any protective style, because when you're transitioning, again, that point where your natural hair meets the other texture is very fragile. So if you're keeping in these protective styles for an excessive amount of time for too long, with that takedown process at the roots and at that point where your natural hair meets the other texture, it could lead to breakage and it could do a lot more damage than good. So again, being mindful when you're doing these protective styles about how long you're keeping them in, and just the general maintenance, making sure your hair is moisturized underneath and that you're caring for your scalp and your hair whilst the protective style's in. But definitely go for protective styles, go for it. Like, try all of them out. Like, it's the perfect opportunity because it's gonna benefit your hair so much, especially not to be touching it and doing too much with it. Keeping your hands out of your hair is a really good piece of advice to take, because you're not going to want to be doing too much to it during this stage. There's not a lot of things that you can do that you might want to do because of these two textures that you're working with. So yeah, protective styles, and also wigs. Wigs will potentially be your friend during this time as well, because it's another protective style. Again, you just need to make sure that you're caring for your natural hair underneath. Your wig can look as bomb, edges laid, the lace looking amazing, but it's your hair underneath that you're really wanting to care for at this time. So you don't want to neglect the natural hair underneath whilst having a bomb wig. So yeah, that's another hairstyle that I'd recommend, but make sure that you're caring for what's underneath.